The unprepared speaker has got every right to be afraid. Those are the words of Ralph C. Smedley, the founder of Toastmasters International, a place that has helped me become a better public speaker. This week, I want to share with you 3 things that you can do to prepare yourself when it comes to stage fright. How do you manage stage fright? Because we all have it. At one point, stage fright was ranked the #1 fear in the world. It is known as glossophobia. It ranks first to death. In short, I read somewhere that if someone was attending a funeral, an individual would rather be in the coffin than be the one giving the eulogy. Crazy, right? The thing is, we are all human, and that means we are prone to make mistakes. And because of our fear of facing an audience, we can easily make a mistake. So how do you manage stage fright? Because to be honest, it never goes away. Even for me, I get scared before a big presentation, before addressing a number of people in an audience. The first thing you have to do is breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. Continue doing that exercise until you take the stage and share your voice as well as your gift of thought. Remember to breathe. When you are called upon to speak, take your position, remember to breathe, and pause before you can start speaking. Sometimes we move too fast. For example, ladies and gentlemen, let us now welcome Patience Chisanga-Mayer, who is going to be sharing with us tips about how to manage stage fear. Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. My name is Patience Chisanga. That was too fast. Ladies and gentlemen, let us now welcome Patience Chisanga-Mayer, who is going to share with us principles on how we can manage stage fright. And I walk up to my speaking space and I just pause. 2 seconds or 3 seconds, and I look at the audience, left, right, and center. Thank you so much, moderator, for giving me this opportunity to share my gift of thought. And then I begin to talk. There is power in the pause. Even during your presentations, Barack Obama mastered this art in an exceptional way. When he would take the podium and wait for the crowd to stop clapping, and he would be looking at them, and he would pick up like when he once spoke. That should have been Inauguration Day. He waited for the crowd to stop clapping. He paused and he said, "They thought that this day would never come. They thought that this day would never come." Number 2, make fun of yourself. You are human and you can make mistakes. Repeat the sentence again if you can, or make fun of yourself. I've had many instances where I have perhaps used the letter R instead of L in my I beg your pardon, in my pronunciations. That is my Bemba roots chipping into my presentation. I usually do that. I crack jokes when I make a mistake. I make a mistake and I simply say, oh, I'm sorry, that's my Luansha girl in me popping up in my presentation. Oh, that is the Bemba-ness in me. You know, us Bembas and the RL deficiency, we suffer from that. Make fun of yourself when you make mistakes. And that feeds into the humor of your presentation. Your audience will laugh with you when you make fun of yourself. Sometimes I would say, in presentations where I am able to pass such a joke and get away with it, I usually make that statement. For my international audience, that's us saying directly, English came with an aeroplane from abroad into my home country, Zambia. So make fun of your mistakes and move on with the presentation. Finally, the third tip for this week is admit your nervousness. Because it is normal to have stage fright, admit that it is, for example, intimidating to see the president listening to me in the audience. It is intimidating to see our CEO in the audience. I'm trying to give you some practical examples of how you can admit your nervousness. Sometimes you can be given an assignment where you have to make a very important presentations. And the honor and responsibility of ensuring that that presentation is done in an exceptional manner falls on you. You take up that stage and your nerves are killing you. Look out in the audience. If you recognize someone who is intimidating you, for example, the CEO of your company, your director, your boss, your supervisor, or someone you are not expecting to be there, perhaps the audience is too large. You are not expecting that you'll be talking to hundreds of people, thousands of people perhaps. Once you take up your speaking space, you can simply say, wow, I wasn't expecting to see so many people. And this many people can be very intimidating. I must admit, I am nervous. And smile while you do that. By admitting your nervousness, the audience now becomes a part of you and they would want to support you mentally and psychologically. Remember, the audience is not waiting for you to make a mistake. No audience member listens to your presentation and they're thinking, I'm waiting for her to make a mistake, or I'm waiting for him to make a mistake. No audience member thinks like that. The audience is interested in what you have to say, and they're hoping that you will say it in the right way, in the right manner, at the right time. They are waiting for you to give them good content. The unprepared speaker has every right to be afraid. Make sure you prepare thoroughly. Perfection is the Lord's. My mentor once told me that. But what is important is for you to prepare the next time you speak. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe. Look for the subscribe button. Click on it so that you don't miss out on any of the speaking secrets that I share every week. Goodbye. My name is Patience Chisanga-Mayer, your public speaking, branding, and leadership trainer.